Are you sick of films about products? Paying your hard-earned money for a ticket? You know, some popcorn just to watch a 2-hour advertisement? Well, get used to it.
Wolf, what's going on, big guy? You're supposed to be talking about good stuff here.
Well, first of all, please knock before you come in here. It's not what it looks like. And second of all, I'm not going to talk about something if there isn't at least one aspect that I think is... So let's just sit back and keep those door handles open, okay? Barbie is a fantasy film where women are allowed to drive cars and vote that delves into the complexities of an average, ordinary toy navigating the real world to discover who they really are. Damn, Greta, where did you come up with this stuff? Margot Robbie plays stereotypical Barbie, the most average Barbie of all the Barbies, in Barbie Land. She suffers from a sudden depression in her perfect Barbie world life, with all the wonderful collectible Barbie figures, with many funny meta jokes on how they can be bought at any convenient toy store. Look at that, it's a weird Barbie. After having sudden thoughts of death, she figures she has to meet her owner to figure out why she contemplates her mortality more than pool parties. Along the way, discovering that the real world is patriarchy, dominated by men. What could have been a fun summer blockbuster turns into borderline propaganda, wanting to be the Truman Show but becoming God's Not Dead. A lot of scenes with no jokes played out, just women complaining, whinging. Now, before any of you claim I'm some sort of sexist, just know that I think all women are capable. You know, lots of women have done lots of things. They decided to make film entirely under the guise of feminism, which, due to the importance of such a theme, means that there can be no other themes. Not only that, but the film goes on to tell you what you should think, acting as the tartar wranglers for the audience, spoon-feeding yummy talking points and sweet buzzwords to the brainwashed masses. Mattel makes these cute anti-capitalist meta-jokes sprinkled in throughout, sort of giving this ironic wink to the audience, as if to say, you know what we mean. It makes me feel less like this and more like this. I personally thought the scene where the pro-segregation of second-class citizens being beaten down and not being allowed to vote, reducing them to basically homelessness because the people in charge declared a wrong thing, was a little bit odd, but hey, who am I to judge? It's difficult to judge a film based on its intent or whether you enjoyed it or not. Half of Barbie is grating and fundamentally contradicts what I believe makes a good film, allowing no shaping of its ideological core to form different opinions to an argument, and presenting a piece of art as just about blank takes away from the beauty of cinema. Half of me wants to have a nice, calm chat with the shareholders at Warner Bros., while the other half wants to go watch the cinema with the boys, bro out, have a couple of laughs. The other half, I forgot to talk about. Ken's story reflects the story of Samson and his downfall. A man of unparalleled will and vision descends into a meandering acceptance caused by his want to be accepted by a woman. Ryan Gosling plays the secondary character Ken, a secondary figure within the Barbie franchise, the afterthought. He sets out to the real world with Barbie to find some sort of meaning, only to discover the patriarchy and the male experience, using this newfound identity to become something more desirable in his own eyes. Ryan Gosling playing a literally me archetype. Everything that revolves around him is nothing short of. He singularly makes this film worth the watch to me. Every scene that focuses on his little arc is played perfectly. His comedic timing, his emotional range to a supposedly one-dimensional character. It seems that Ryan truly understood the appeal of making just a fun Barbie film with epic musical numbers and a production design resembling something Jerry Lewis rather than whatever pleases the Chinese government. The only way he could have been even more relatable is if he had also won 90,000 pesos in online poker, having a myriad of colourful characters showing up at your door. The great irony is that Ken is by far the most interesting character, more so than Barbie and any of the other women at least. His interactions with Barbie and the other Kens undermine the shallow political messaging by being far more entertaining. Ken rebels against Mattel and against Barbie by remaking himself and Barbie's house, forming his own swag money aesthetic and Mojo Dojo Kaza house to his own design. While Ken rebels, Barbie runs away, becoming an incel due to the rejection of a woman and attempting to overthrow the government, driven by such an autistic rage by the girl you liked, not fucking with your new cowboy aesthetic. He goes on to learn that his self-worth is what defines him. He is Ken, and that Kenergy he feels, it's because of himself. Can you feel the Kenergy too? The reason he seems so authentic to me is because we can see him suffer throughout the entire picture, trying to grasp onto any crumb of affection and seemingly living this cynical hell of never getting the girl, never being good enough. He seems to fail a lot and even lashes out towards the end. It really ties the character together to go down as yet another relatable loser, the same we all fall in love with time and time again. Our reflections of Sisyphus. In Barbie, through sheer incompetence or a brisk sheen of Kenough, accidentally forms Ken as a everyman instead of the ignorant man he's supposed to represent. Barbie gets to be everything. She is everything, and he's just Ken. To experience a plastic life through the eyes of the meek.